Hey everyone, thanks for tuning in to Our Community with Whitney Prather. Learn about what's happening in Stark and Tuscarawas counties and the surrounding areas. We're going to highlight interesting people, businesses, organizations, churches, events, and even more. Stay tuned. What an honor to talk to this next guest about empowering women in the next generation of women. She's not new to this. She is true to this. She lives an empowered and bold life. I'm talking about Dolores Pressley. As a former elementary school teacher and a pioneer of the plus-size fashion and modeling industry, Dolores has inspired and helped thousands to leverage their leadership voice, be confident, have a powerful presence, and live their most marvelous life. Do you want to live your most marvelous life? I do. Here we go. Hey everyone, I'm so excited to be joined with Dolores Pressley. Dolores, how are you today?
I am excited to be on your show. Yes.
Thank you so much for your excitement. You know, I knew that I had to have you come on because you're all about empowering women and young girls. And so today, that's really what we're going to talk about. You have the power to elevate girls and women, and you live confidently and boldly. I was reading up on you, and I know that you're a former elementary teacher, and then you became inducted into the plus size model industry, and you've really just been pioneering. And I've seen you at work. I've heard you speak, and I know that your philosophy is really to just really empower and hold space and have people walk boldly. So I want to hear from you on your tips on how to be a more confident you and how to walk in your boldness.
Yes, I think we all are more powerful than we've been taught to believe. We have the power. We just don't always use it, Whitney. So I have kind of a couple techniques. One, I know people say it sounds trite when you really repeat things, look in the mirror and say things, but I know that it can absolutely work. I know that vision works, and we can talk about it later, how I visualized being on the Oprah Winfrey Show, and it happened. But I have a thing called Believe in the Power of You jar. So you can get a jar, you can get a box, you can put whatever you want on your desk or keep it somewhere near. And like today, I haven't had a chance to do it yet, but I will be writing on a piece of little sticky note saying that I was interviewed by the amazing Whitney Prather, and I put it in the box. And so I'm in my office. I don't think you can see that I got an award from President Barack Obama. It's on the wall in here. But of course, when I did that day, I put it in my box. But I don't always feel like getting on a plane and doing all the work. But when I go back with all of these great things I do, especially women, we tend to forget all the amazing things we do. But if you have that Believe in the Power of You jar box, then you can go right back in there, pick out something that you've done amazing, and that will empower you. So I hope you get one too, Whitney. But you're already empowered to the
Oh my gosh, that is a fantastic tip. I don't have one, but I will go get me a mason jar in my kitchen and do that right away. That is a fantastic tip, and it's one that our young girls need to do. And so I just really want to camp out on the fact that you work with young women. You're the founder of She Elevates. I need you to tell me all about that.
Yes. Well, it comes from a traumatic moment in my life when I was around 6 years old. I wanted to be a ballerina so bad. I mean, I would take sweaters and put it around my waist. And as a little girl, I just dreamed about being this beautiful ballerina. And my best friend, Marisa Patterson, by the way, has been my best friend since we were like 4 or 5. And we both would be dancing around, couldn't wait for the dance troupe to get there. When they get there with me, they had my mother sign me up for tap dance. And that was just traumatic for me. But that trauma has made me who I am today because I didn't get to be a ballerina. My best friend did. And I had to go to tap dance. I can do a mean shuffle ball change, but that's not what I wanted to do. But girl, please, I took ballet. Take a guess how old I was when I took ballet. It's got to be
how old. How old were you?
60. 60 years old, 60.
6'0". Okay, let's talk about how the fact that you don't even look 6'0".
Thank you. But anyway, so yeah, they had to lift my leg on the pole and I had to be in there with young people, but I did it. And so that's tenacity. And I
Yeah.
want everyone who's listening to know that they can achieve anything. And dreams don't come with age limits. Look, I was 60 years old before I did it, but I did it.
I love it. I love
So
it.
let's go back to that. That's just like traumatic for me as I go on. I go to high school. My guidance counselor says I'm not college material. You know, I ended up going to college and becoming a teacher. And then when I first got married, and I've been married 41 years, but I wanted to start a modeling agency for plus size people. And I live here in Canton, Ohio. And believe me, it is not quite the fashion capital of the world, football, yay, but now not fashion. And people literally said, lady, you're crazy. Because we're talking almost 35 years ago, I wanted to start a modeling agency in a city that doesn't have anything to do with fashion. But again, I'm sharing these stories because I want your listeners to know that it's possible. It doesn't matter about your background, doesn't matter if you don't have money, whatever. I mean, I was so poor. I remember Maurice and I being in economics class, and I was like, they were talking about classes of people and poor and middle class. I'm like, we're poor. And she's like, well, why do you think we get free lunch? So see, I didn't even know I was poor. That doesn't matter because you can still do whatever you want to do. So started that agency. It was
So
one of the
meaningful.
best in the country, the United States. We worked for Essence. We were in Essence, Marie Claire, you name it, Glamour magazine, Saks Fifth Avenue. Now, was it easy? Absolutely not. But we made it happen.
Wow. Remarkable. Ladies and gentlemen, we're talking to Dolores Pressley, and she has been inspiring for years, and she is continuing this work. I need to know about how She Elevates started.
So what happened is when I was in fifth grade, we got an opportunity to go downtown Canton to the Ohio Theater and meet with the owner. And I was just amazed that people own businesses because my parents didn't know anything about entrepreneurship. And I thought one day I'm going to do a program where young girls learn all about entrepreneurship. And so basically, that was in the back of my mind forever. Then I heard from the Lord, and I heard him say, start She Elevates for Girls. I wasn't obedient right away, Whitney. So I was in Florida. I was doing a keynote because thank God I've been able to speak all over the world as a keynote speaker. And I came off the stage and I could hear God saying, didn't I tell you? Now, you don't want God saying, did not tell you. So I started crying in the audience. I thought people probably thought I was crazy. After I get off stage, I rocked it and I'm crying and saying, God, I promise you when I get back home, I will start She Elevates. And that's how She Elevates was birthed.
Wow. Wow. Yeah, you do not want the Lord saying, didn't I tell you? But that's real. We all have moments where we're disobedient and we're slow to act, but God is so gracious with us. And now She Elevates is changing young girls' lives from all over the nation. This past summer, you did She Elevates virtually. How was that experience?
It was incredible. So some people think that this pandemic and all this is bad, which it is, but I believe that good travels with bad. So we normally have had the academy at Stark State College, but we couldn't do it in person. And so I was like, we can't let Corona stop us. We have to do it online. But it was even better because we were able to reach girls in 9 different states across the country. We had 49 girls graduate. We had girls doing the She Tank, because we call everything She. The She Tank, where they pitch their businesses, and they can see that on our website at sheelevates.org. But they pitched their businesses, they won cash, and it was just absolutely amazing. We ended up, you can probably see in the back of me, there's a She Elevates box where we ship the girls. Now, probably the worst part about doing it virtually, it costs us a lot of money to ship things. But that box behind me, and it stands for being a Girl Boss, but it stands for Bringing Others Success and Significance. So if there's someone out there who's a boss, I'm hoping that you are bringing others success and significance and not just bossing them around. And girls had all kind of things. Their cap was in there, their graduation cap, because we had a graduation ceremony. We had disappearing paper, because I do that with women, where you put it in water and you write on the paper something that's bothering you. And then when I had the girls write down what's bothering them, and they stuck the paper in the water and it disappeared, they're like, what? And I'm like, yep, your worries are disappearing right this moment. It has so many incredible things in there. A mirror, so they can see how beautiful they are. It was just incredible.
So what are some of the principles that you walk these students through? Now, correct me, what is the age demographic for those who are going through She Elevates?
It's ages 8 to 14.
Perfect.
Yes.
So what are some of the things that they walk through? You mentioned that they do the She Tank, which is kind of like Shark Tank, where they pitch their business in front of everyone. So I can imagine that they are just building so many skills. What are some of the other things that an 8 to 14-year-old is going to get through this program?
Whitney, the first thing we teach them is confidence, because I believe that a girl who is confident, or a woman or anyone, can achieve anything that they want. So we start off with confidence, but we teach them all facets: marketing, every facet of our business, branding. We have them develop their business. I don't know if I have, oh yeah, I do, right here. I have, we decided to create a girl boss building her empire. Nice. The girls got this book, and it's so many incredible things. Affirmations. We teach them about budgeting, their elevator speech.
Wow.
I have a camera with it. You can kind of see there, but see how all things, action steps, branding.
Yeah, our listeners can't see that, but what
anything else we teach them? The SWOT analysis.
Oh, that's so wonderful. Our listeners can't see that, but what Dolores just held up was a workbook where they can actually write down their thoughts and go through SWOT analysis. It's a huge workbook. That was pretty thick for a 9-year-old to go through. But that's awesome that you're equipping them. That's beautiful.
They did it. And so we had what we call she work. And then one of the girls was like, Mrs. Pressley, that's homework. I'm like, no, it is not. You have never been paid to do homework, right? So once you do your she work, you have the opportunity to be paid. They're like, oh yeah, let's do our she work.
All right, moms and dads, that's a way for you to motivate your kids. That's awesome. How other, and what other ways do you feel like, thinking trajectory as She Elevates is going to make a difference in these young ladies' lives?
Yes, we have the She Elevates experience, where the experience is the opportunity for the young girls to be mentored by women who are in business, high-powered women, CEOs. And so that's also on our website. So it's called the Shadowing Experience. But since COVID, we had to adjust it a little bit, so they won't be going to the offices. But hopefully the next time we have one, August 7th is our She Elevates Day, that they will be able to go into the workplace of the women who are mentoring them. So we're always looking for mentors. So if someone's interested in that, and for the girl to be in the program, though, she would have to have gone through our program. But once she moves on to the She Shadowing experience, she can stay until she's age 21. And our goal is to bring some of the girls who started when they were younger, like girls who are now 15, will work with the other girls when we do another academy, and just like that, help each other and elevate. That's what we're talking about, elevating women and elevating girls.
Yeah. Okay. So December 12th, tell us what's happening with She Elevates.
Oh, yes. We have Confidence, Cupcakes, and Conversations Conference. You think I like alliteration?
I think you do.
But we're bringing in some of the most stellar speakers to talk to the girls, of course, about confidence and self-esteem, but we're also talking to them with some little heavy conversations, but we've learned how to talk to 8 and through 14-year-olds. It will be on bullying. human trafficking. We have a human trafficking panel last year, and I need to get this on our website. We're talking about bullying. One of the little girls stood up and said, I never realized that I am the bully. And she said, I am going to change myself. As of today, I'm getting God bumps just thinking about her having an experience that she didn't know she was bullying. And she said, I'm going to change myself and have a new self. And of course, the crowd just clap like crazy. But it's really, again, confidence, because I believe in that. And I believe God has given me a gift to have people do things they would never, ever in their lives do. I'll take someone on television with me. They're like, I never was on television. I'm like, nope, you can do it, because you can do anything.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, Dolores, you talk about God bumps. Your impact is so inspirational to me. I really appreciate you. I appreciate the gift of God that is inside of you and how you are encouraging people all over. Before we leave this conversation today, you do have to revisit a conversation that we had. You said that you spoke into existence and you visualized meeting Oprah. Tell me about that time.
I did. At the time, I had written a book called Clean Out the Closets of Your Life. It wasn't featured on the Oprah Winfrey Show, unfortunately. And the reason they said is because it was self-published and they didn't think I would be able to distribute all the millions of books and all that. But now I have something for her. She wants to invite me back with the book. And I am writing a children's book all about that ballerina story. Hopefully that'll be out at the beginning of the year. So I would visualize myself, because first of all, you got to take action. So I'd visualize myself with Oprah and I'd have on a black top red top and black shoes and all that. And I would see that. And in the visualizations, you don't look out. So I would really, if you want a new car, when you visualize it, you got to smell the leather. You have to do all of that. So I did all of that. And I would also speak it into existence long before I was booked. I would say, I am on the Oprah Winfrey Show. And I wouldn't say, I will be. That's to me the difference. I'd get off stage and they'd be like, well, when were we on Oprah? I'm like, you're not listening carefully. I said, I affirm it. And I call them what I call faith-amations, where you take your faith and you put that together with affirming something, faith-amation. And I knew that I would be booked on the Oprah Winfrey Show. And it was incredible. It wasn't even about, they told me I was going to be talking about teaching in America. It was her favorite thing show. Right after the car show, we were the ones right after the car show, because she loves teachers. Got to take my best friend, who also is a teacher, and we got approximately $25,000 worth of gifts from Oprah. But it got better. God is so good. So it got better because she picked me as the teacher with the picture of myself and Oprah. I didn't get to go, but the next morning, the picture of myself and Oprah was on the Today Show, Good Morning America, David Letterman.
Wow.
It was incredible. And I was doing an event for plus size women at the time. And I had been trying to get this sponsorship. Those people called me at home that night after being on the Oprah Winfrey Show, which had nothing to do with why I was on Oprah. But Oprah, that Midas touch doesn't have a thing on the Oprah touch.
I love what you're saying, because I often have conversations with my husband or close friends about the power. Why do we have an imagination? That's why, so that we can visualize. God gave us an imagination so that we could visualize. Yeah. It's for a purpose. So that is amazing. Well, again, it's been so amazing to speak with you today. I want to thank you for your time and thank you for the gift that you are. Oh. I hope that you'll join me again soon.
You know I will. You know it. You know the speaker in me always comes out, the empowering person comes out, and I just love being a speaker, and I just absolutely love empowering girls and women.
Thank you to our guest today, and thank you for tuning in. Cheers. Until next time.